Hi,
Hello,
Cheryl.
Cheryl.
Yeah, she's not on yet. We got Teresa. Hi, Teresa. Can everybody turn on their cameras? We want to see you. We want to see you today. We don't want to just see your name. We want to see you. We want to feel
Yes, and
you.
we're
We
not
want to
judging. Doesn't
talk
matter
to
how
you.
you look. You can have on a bonnet,
Exactly.
anything, scarf, whatever
No,
it
no,
is. Your hair
Not
good.
yet.
Not yet.
you can
Not
have a
yet.
hat
A
on. You
hat.
can have a hat
See?
on. It's
Shower
okay. No problem.
time.
No problem.
Maybe later.
Maybe later. Okay.
Who
Well,
was
look,
that?
at least you gave us a beautiful picture. Okay, Ramona. Let's see. All right, William, I think we can go ahead and get started.
Okay, it's CP time, right? 7:05.
Yeah.
All right.
Yep.
So welcome everyone. Thank you all for being here today. It's a pleasure to see all your beautiful faces, especially the ones that we can see. Today's event is sponsored by Inspiring Decisions, LMG Consultants, and Stenhouse and Associates. My name is William Stenhouse, and I am the CEO of Stenhouse and Associates and the founder of the UAE Africa Networking Group. So we're talking about Africa today and why you should consider or even think about Africa as a destination for your business, to retire, to travel, to get to know the continent a bit more. But we're going to focus a little bit on now how attractive the market is. You know, why consider Africa? So the new narrative. So 54 countries, 6 out of 10 fastest growing global economies are actually in Africa. 4.5 annual projected growth, that's pre-COVID, for most of those countries that I mentioned. Counter-cyclical to the world's growing economies, or slowing economies in this case. In terms of demographics, you're talking about 2.4 billion people by 2050. 8 megacities in the world will be in Africa. Over 10 million inhabitants by 2050. 8 megacities. The largest workforce in the world will be in Africa by 2050. That's larger than or bigger than China and India combined. So you hear a lot of talk about how big, the workforce is in China, and India has over 1 billion people. By 2050, Africa will have the combination of the two in the continent, across the continent. In terms of commerce, the forecast GDP in 2045 will be $8 trillion. The forecasted GDP will be $8 trillion by 2045. We're talking 700 million mobile phone subscribers today. 50% or 57% of all of these mobile subscribers are actually banking wallets. When you look at these economies, they're actually doing mobile transactions or mobile money transactions as we speak. So they're actually ahead of the rest of the world. Growing middle class, rapidly growing. 91% of all businesses in Africa today are SMEs. Okay, and out of the 91%, 70% of these businesses are actually women-owned businesses, which is an interesting statistic. So, given all that I've just told you, Africa definitely seems like a very, very attractive market, and it is. So today's program, I'm just gonna do a quick introduction and welcome you. I'm gonna turn it over to our host, Wendy L. Alexander. She's actually going to do the bulk of the work here today. And then she's gonna turn it over to our keynote speaker. And then we'll have some questions and answers, and we want to engage you. Our keynote speaker is well versed in setting up businesses across Africa, and so any question that you have today can certainly be answered, and then obviously we'll have a follow-up conversation later. Post this program, once this is all over, we have a follow-up program where we'll be introducing and rolling out the website for a company called EdGru. EdGru is based here in Dubai or the UAE, and also a US-based company. And if you want to know more about EdGru, you've got to stick around to hear what they have to say. So a few admin notes. Please do us all a favor and make sure you mute your phones and your mics, please. If you want to communicate with others on the group, we encourage that. Please put your information in the chat, and the registration form will be made available to you. And again, this program today is really for you. This has been done for you, so please ask all the questions and please engage us, okay? We're here for you, okay? So I'm gonna turn it over to Wendy, and before that, I wanna tell you who Wendy is. Just a quick bio. She's got a long one, so I had to condense it down to 30 seconds. I don't know. Here goes. So Wendy L. Alexander is a founding member and CEO of Inspiring Decisions and the Global Success Society. She provides training, business solutions, and guidance to help entrepreneurs and organizations improve their businesses by teaching them advanced marketing strategies, which in return positions them for global opportunities. Wendy is a cross-cultural consultant and an international business strategist and a member of the Ford Coaching Council. She is an international speaker and a certified business coach with an MBA and currently pursuing her PhD in leadership and in international business. She has over 20 plus years of experience in international business development, education, mental health services, built on this foundation with a unique combination of knowledge and expertise. So without further ado, I am going to turn it over to Miss Wendy Alexander.
Hello, thank you, William, for the introduction. Welcome, everyone. You will see that I am very high energy, okay? And so I need you all to do the same. All right. So whenever you all get your faces made up or whatever you're doing, please come on the video and join us. We would love to see your faces. This is an interaction. We want to talk to you and get to know you and see what your needs are and see how we could best support and help you. And, you know, sometimes, you know, you could tell by somebody's face in their communication, right? You're like, I have a question and I will call on you. Okay. So please don't be shy. If those of you who know me know I will definitely call on you. But please make sure if you have questions, you can put them in the chat, and we're going to definitely do a Q&A afterwards as well, so we won't forget what we have, you know, your questions that need to be answered. That's what we're here for today. We'll definitely have another follow-up session as well. But I want to introduce someone who is just like amazing. And when I looked at her bio, and I was like, okay, this is what we have on our team. Smile, Grace. I'm talking about you. Smile. Listen, this team, we are, I'm just so grateful. I'm just so grateful to have William and Grace as part of this team. Together we have we realized the other day, over 50 years or more plus experience of international experience. And so we make a great team together. So I'm grateful and thankful for both of you all. So I want to introduce to you Grace Marabe. I said it right? Marabe. And this is her, I'm going to say short bio. I think she's very humble in this, okay? Because I've seen some other things that she's been doing. So Grace Marabe has started businesses in the USA, UAE, Ghana, and Turkey. She also is the corporate director of EdGru, Fire Safety, also a premier fire engineering company in Ghana and the Ivory Coast. As the corporate director, she oversees the strategic expansion of the brand and directs business operations in Ghana and the Ivory Coast. Y'all listening? Everybody listening? In addition, she is an international business consultant and partner, LMG Management Consultants in Dubai. She also assists companies and individuals with navigating complex, setting up their businesses in Africa and other markets, which is, I will stop and say, is not easy. Being from the US, I thought honestly that I was going to go over to Dubai and set my business up the same way I did here. And lo and behold, it was a whole different program. Okay. And I didn't have anyone like Grace. to help me. I had to try to figure it out and made a whole lot of mistakes. And that's the truth. I'm just going to also be very honest and transparent here, and lost a lot of money. Had I had someone on my team like William and Grace before all of this, I probably wouldn't have lost as much money as I did. She also has an extensive experience in mergers, acquisitions, strategic planning, international marketing, and finance markets. She's also the founder of, is it Imura? I know I'm gonna mess this up. I'm sorry. Africa, a registered NGO in Ghana. So listen, now she also has a registered NGO in Ghana and in the USA, in the United States, okay? She also serves on various boards in both public and private sectors. She holds a JD degree and master's degree in global business management. So she also has a master's degree in global business management. Welcome. I am just so honored. I really am, Grace. I am so honored and welcome, and thank you so much for being a part of this board. And we're going to turn it, well, I want to say board, this group, and I'm going to turn it over to you today and tell us a little bit more about Africa. And like I said, when I first started doing business in Dubai, I didn't have this platform. I didn't have anyone to ask. I don't even think William knows this. I actually just got on a plane, and this is the truth, and just said, I'm going to go knock on doors in the UAE. I don't even know if I ever told you that story. But lo and behold, because I love to network and I love sales, I was able to get me a little contract in like 3 days. But it still wasn't the right way of doing business, okay? So now you have this platform that you can ask questions. You can have someone to guide you of doing business in Africa the right way. And so you won't lose money, and you won't just be jumping on the plane and saying, hope I get a contract. I really did that.
Can I just say, don't do what she just said.
See?
Don't do that. Don't jump on any planes until you talk to somebody, okay? Please.
Don't do it. Don't do it. And that was years ago, but still, I've learned so much. But I didn't have this, I didn't have anyone to go to and ask questions, and no one even wanted to have a free platform to do it. So I just wanted to share that tidbit with you, just so just the value of what we're bringing to you today. And Grace, are you ready?
I am ready. Hello, everybody. I just want to see by a show of hands where the places that people are from. So who is from the US on the screen? I'm just going to scroll through. USA. Some people. Okay. And who is from UK on the screen? Okay. And then the rest I'll say is other. All right. Thank you very much for having me. And I also am very blessed to be working with both William and Wendy. I think as we discussed, we all bring different things to the table, and together we can really do something to help people navigate trying to basically, in essence, relocate, or sometimes in some cases it's to start over, and in some cases it's to have an extension of what you are already doing. I was going to talk a little bit about why Africa, but William covered a lot of it. But I'm just going to put in some tidbits of stuff that maybe he didn't fully cover. So Africa, basically, a lot of people don't know that, but there are over 400 companies with annual revenues of 1 billion in Africa today. A lot of people don't realize it. They think maybe there's one or two, but there's a lot of people. And there's a lot of profitable ventures that one can do on the continent. Now, regarding Africa, there are 5 basic reasons and opportunities why Africa works. The number one has to do with population, and William touched a little bit on that. When you're having a business, you need workforce, and also you need population for people to consume. So whether it's buying a service or buying a product, so you need numbers. Numbers is very critical in deciding where to have a business. Now, Africa's current population is about 1.2 billion people, and that's expected to reach 1.7 billion by 2030. And the other good thing about the population is that over 80% of the population will occur in cities, and Africa also has a very young workforce. So we don't have an aging population where people are retiring soon in Africa. And also there is an annual spending right now by African consumers and businesses is expected to reach 6.6 trillion by 2030, not billion, trillion. And that's up from 4 trillion in 2015. These trends are primarily in food industry, pharmaceuticals, financial services, healthcare, and education. So population is reason number one to think about doing business in Africa. Reason number two has to do with the fact that Africa is industrializing, okay? So Western world has all the infrastructures, there's, you know, trains, buses, and all of that stuff. Now we calculate that African industries have the opportunity to double production to nearly 1 trillion within a decade. And this is, we're talking about things from food processing to automobiles and anything that you can think of regarding infrastructure. Right now, a lot of people are shying away from China. They don't necessarily want to go and do business in China for production. So where else can they look at? And they're looking at the continent to provide a setting for them to be able to do something. So infrastructure is good. Now, even though we need the infrastructure, there's an infrastructure gap. So that's number three. That becomes a reason to even do business in Africa, is the infrastructure gap. Think about electricity, for instance. There's many countries in Africa that don't have that. And so either creating a device for that or an opportunity to get into that sector is also very important. There's a lot of space for infrastructure development on the continent. Number four is agriculture and resource wealth. For example, Nigeria is the number one production of tomatoes in Africa, but they are also the top country that imports tomato paste from China. So right there, you see there's a gap, meaning that you have the agriculture, but when I say innovation in agriculture, we're talking about food processing and how to store food. And this becomes critical when, especially in this post-COVID era where people are talking about being at home for months and not having a way to eat or having to store things. So this really brings up a good opportunity, which is agriculture and in regard to resource wealth. Resource wealth, we're talking about our commodities, precious commodities, gold, gas, oil, all of those things. Number five is a huge potential for digital and mobile access. I think William touched on the fact that everybody has 2-3 phones in Africa. Even the lowest person has 2 numbers, 2 phones. It's a huge, huge industry on the continent. And there's so many things that can be done about that. For those of you who live in the US, I'm sure you're used to, you know about the whole Cash App. You know, it's a huge way of transferring money in the US. And that's just even one type of application that could be done on the continent. Now, the continent is very diverse. So it's not a one thing fits all. If you are in a certain industry, you would then have to see where are the gaps on the continent that need your help, okay? So it wouldn't be something, it's not a one size fits all type of scenario. I would like to talk a little bit about the countries that are the, as of 2019, the top African fastest growing economies. So number one is Libya, and I know that will come to as a surprise to a lot of people, but it's number one is Libya. Number 2, Ethiopia. 3, Rwanda, Ghana, Ivory Coast, Senegal, Tanzania, Benin, Uganda, and Kenya. So these are top 10 countries, not because of any affiliation or any with them, but these are countries that are doing well. And they are places where people, it's an investment climate in those countries. So they're encouraging people to come there and do business. Whether it's easy is another question, but they are questioning, they want people to come and they want people to do business in those places. I'd also like to speak very quickly about 10 industry segments of places where if you're thinking about doing business in Africa, I would highly recommend for you. One is Finitech, and I just spoke a little bit about all the apps, things to do with mobile money, money transfer. For as many as there are in Africa already, there's still a big gap for more. And you have SnapScan in South Africa, you have Paga. I mean, there's so many of these applications that are out there that are making a lot of money. Another industry is the movie industry. It's huge. It's huge, but it is also not, everybody knows about Nollywood, but there's Francophone countries doing movies. There's Ghana's doing movies. But there's a gap in the, again, the technology, what you could, things to add to that industry to really get it to be like Bollywood and Hollywood, and to get it to that level. There needs to be so many things that's done in there. And it's a huge market because people want to see foreign films. If you look at the content on Netflix, there's a space for that, but people don't want to watch just anything either. So it has to be done correctly. Sports betting is a huge industry that is untapped in Africa. Recently, I have the statistics here. In July 2016, Pesa, the biggest sports betting business in East Africa, became the first organization in Kenya to sponsor the English Premier League. That's a big deal. And that's also a topic or a industry that is growing, but underserved. And bear in mind that the sports betting is linked also to the Finitech. So you'll be able to do that using technology. So it's like a 2-in-1. Digital healthcare. Now, only a handful of countries in sub-Saharan Africa can provide basic healthcare to all their citizens. So now you're talking about telemedicine, e-prescriptions, in-health applications, anything to do with digital healthcare. It is a hot market. It's not being done. There's so much space for it. And especially now post-COVID, where people are now have healthcare on their mind. This is something, if someone has any contacts for that or experience in that, that's a really good one. Renewable energy. Everybody's thinking about renewable energy. There are in regard to solar, or this is a big space that also needs to be, especially because on the continent we have, what do we have? Sun. How many buildings are operating on solar power? Very little. This is a space, because in the long run it may be expensive to do, but it actually helps with savings in the long run. Urban transportation is another field, because again, tying back to the population, there's a lot of people. How do you move them? How do you transport them? How do you get them from point A to point B in an efficient way? Right now, a lot of the urban transportation means are very inefficient. It's crowded. Now again, post-COVID, do you want 60 people on a bus? No. Do you want 30 people on a bus? No. You want 15? Okay, how can you do this in efficient way, affordable way, without it affecting negatively the populace? So this is a business opportunity. So these are just a couple of things that are and fashion. Sorry, one last one also is fashion. The fashion industry is huge. Fashion is really big because if you look now at videos, what is everybody wearing? They're wearing African fashion, but sometimes there's a disconnect in what people are willing to pay for that fashion. But they'll see Marc Jacobs or Versace using that same fashion, but they'll buy it from them. So what's the problem? There's some disconnect in how we are advertising our things, and there's a market for it, but they may not be willing to buy it directly from us. So this fashion industry, they've estimated, the African Development Bank has estimated that the fashion industry is valued up to 1.5 trillion, of which Africa just has about 1 billion. So you see the difference there financially about how we're in the fashion business, but we're not really in there when you talk about the money. Another business opportunity is pay TV. Again, like we have our subscription-based pay TV, again, tying to the population. There's a lot of people. People are home. People are watching TV. That's a market point. Real estate for low and middle income is going to be huge. People want this space, again, tagging off post-COVID. People may have been okay with being on top of each other, but they're like, wait, if I have to be in my house for 3 months, I'm gonna need a little bit more space, but I can't afford it. So what about who's building low and affordable housing in Africa? Everybody's thinking about the mansions, the big building. A lot of people are not factoring in investing for the person who just wants a studio, who just wants a 1 bedroom, but I want something decent with a window, with a this, with a that. And finally, startup funding. There are some people out there with money and they want to invest in so many ideas that people have on the continent. There's some bright minds, but they just need capital. People are inventing things every day. I mean, Nigeria, for instance, has a whole setup for people who are inventing stuff. But again, it's funding. Sometimes the funding is a matter of someone needing $10,000, which in the realm of business is not a lot of money. But if someone has $10,000 and someone has an amazing idea and that 10,000 can become 100,000, that seems like a pretty good investment to me. So there's a lot of opportunities, but I would like to say that doing business globally is something that one should venture in, not lightly, meaning with preparation. Meaning that what you would do, and I would even say how you would, if we can even put that into even our own where we are, how you would run a business in California is probably different than how you'd run that same business in, let's say, Atlanta or Texas. Think of this on a much larger scales when you're going globally, because even fragrances are different. So you may have a fragrance that you sell, maybe a lotion or an oil that you sell in this place that everybody loves. You take the same thing to another place and nobody likes the smell. They want something fruity. They want something with oud. Like in this part of the world, they like oud. So it can be like Wendy was saying, a very expensive experience when you go and do business somewhere without researching. I also know that outside of business, there are also people who are just professionals. I don't want to run my own business, but I'm tired of living in blah, 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 and I just want to go work here as a nurse or as a dancer or as a this. I don't want to run anything. I want to do what I'm doing here, there. Again, it can be done, and it's something that we can help with, but it's with preparation, because you may go somewhere and realize, wait, I've been in school for 6 years and you need me to take another 3 years of courses to certify here. I will choose not to. So knowing this will prevent you from going somewhere and then having to start completely over from even below where you were before. So that kind of preparation, or picking a country based on your finances. Now, there are some countries in Africa that it's very, very expensive. So let's say the school system is not good, so you have to put your child in an international school. Do you have the money to put your child into an international school? If that's a no, you may want to reconsider this country, because maybe it's not the best fit for you because it's beyond your budget. But then another country may be perfect for you, because with maybe $400, I can have my child in a really good school and still do what I need to do. So there's so many considerations that need to be taken to move abroad, period. I mean, it's not something that you just get up and do. And we think, but this is the amazing time to move abroad. There's a global shift in the world. Everybody is antsy. Everybody is anxious and wants to do something. And the important thing is to take a step, yes, but to take a step in the right way so that you are definitely, Grace, what about, I have a question. What about education as a business? Eunice, education as a business is very, very good and needed. Now, there's various niches. So for instance, one that I think would be, just thinking off the top of my head, is something to do, you know, those in the US, because I'm going to refer a lot to the US because that's where I used to live. So I'm sorry, it's not because I don't like the UK. I just don't have the you know, kind of knowledge base there. So you have like these kind of after school courses, Princeton Review, Kaplan, Kumon. Those type of things would be very nice to have a franchise like that anywhere in the continent, because guess what? Everybody wants their kids to go to school outside, right? How do you prepare to be competitive, to get into Harvard, to get into this, to get into that? So that is a niche that people are paying. The people who are going to pay for that are ready to pay top dollar for tutoring. Anything to do with tutoring for children, for prep, for those type of things, that's a good, it's a good field to get into. Starting a school and all those things, like if you're talking about starting a school, there's a need, but I would look for a niche, whether it's for special needs children or for something. I would pick a niche. I wouldn't just start a school, because then you'd be competing with maybe a school that's been there for 15 years, 20 years. Why should somebody come to your school? But if your school has a niche, something different, something that is catering to a specific segment of the community, I think that would be really good. Yeah. I'm actually ready for questions if anybody has questions.
I do. I have one question, Grace. And it's about business setup. I just, in Africa, since you also lived in the US, I guess, you know, is it difficult or is it easier, or is the process pretty much almost the same? Yes, somebody asked the same thing. They said business setup.
Business setup changes per what you're going to set up. So if you're going to set up a store selling clothing, that's a different ballgame than I'm going to set up a construction company, because you have to meet certain certifications, certain rules, certain things. So this is the other thing is, depending on what you're setting up, there's a directions for each one. So you would need to make sure that whoever is setting up the business understands what you're going to set up. And there's even capital requirements for different countries. Some countries you need a local partner, some countries you don't. So for instance, Ghana, you need $1 million to set up a foreign owned entity. This wasn't always the case. They increased it without it being a joint venture. That may put a lot of people out of the running.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? So one needs to know, first of all, what kind of business do you want to set up? And even to determine that, there's a couple of things that people, I think anywhere, whether it's Africa, when you're setting up a business, you need to ask yourself a couple of things. Do I want a business that is like my passion, or do I want a business that is for profit? And I believe that you should do both. You should make your passion should be profitable. You understand what I'm trying to say?
I totally agree.
So those are the two things, because if it's something that you are passionate about, it should be profitable. Doesn't always work out that way, but there's methods to do that. Hold on, somebody asked.
Let's see.
What are the key educational needs? How is STEM handled? How is STEM handled is going to depend on, again, country and the type of school system. There are American schools in Africa. There's British system. There's their own local system. STEM is huge now, and even more so than ever, because everybody realizes we need doctors, we need nurses, we need engineers, we need all those people. So STEM is huge now. Is it part of the curriculum? Depends on which educational system. My kids did IB in Ghana, and STEM was part of the curriculum in the IB system. mobile phone, and I want to set good mobile phone. Good, Monica? Okay, can you unmute yourself? Unmute.
So my husband and I have traveled to Egypt as well as to Ghana, and we are looking to relocate in the next 60 days. We know we
60.
have 60. We're over it.
Okay.
Cut. Okay. We have 4 viable businesses here. I'm in insurance. I'm a mobile notary. I have a notary business. I have a recovery business. I understand the businesses that I'm in are not so much the business to be in. We were in Ghana and we just left in January. So we were over there just to see what the businesses are. I've been in communication with my cousin Wendy, who's been to Tanzania, and Tanzania is a cheaper economy to move to. So that's where we're thinking about going in the next 60 days. So we have, what I've been doing is turning my online business around in order to make business over there. But I need good internet. That was the worst thing we were running into, was good phone service and internet. They still pay for minutes over there.
Yeah.
Okay. So I was going to reach out to Figures Communication. He is a Black-owned mobile communications company that a lot of people don't even know that, because he's not across the United States yet. But I'm hoping that he would take his service over to Africa, where he can get.
So specific, let's specify it to Tanzania, not all of Africa. Tanzania, right?
Tanzania.
Because that's where you're thinking about going. So you would be.
That's where we're going. But we also have great business connections in Ghana as well, but Ghana's not opened up yet.
No, and also Ghana has 5 phone and internet companies there already, huge ones. Tanzania, not as many as Ghana. We could talk offline, because what you will need, if you have someone who is in the industry already, what you'll need in Tanzania is contacts. That's basically what it is. Because going there, you'd need strong local contacts in Tanzania who can connect you to the Ministry of Telecommunications, and those are the ones who are going to decide. Because you can go as a private company, but if you're still trying, that's a service that you can't get out of working with government.
Exactly.
They need to be part of it.
So Grace, if you allow me, you can also consider Sierra Leone also. It's not very expensive, but a growing market, and the government is open to such businesses. They need everything. So definitely look at Sierra Leone as well.
Okay, well, right now we're just ready to go. I don't care if next week, we're about to have everything must go out of our house. Hence, my office, everything must go out of everything. We're collecting every penny. I don't care if I am in a mud hut. I do not care. I am leaving America.
All right,
we're over.
You have already thought of what you want to do, so you're going in the right direction. But definitely, let's talk and let's plan it out. Put your
no problem. I know I'm being facetious, but I am I'm very serious. We are so serious.
If you type your email in, William, can you write her email?
Yes, I'll do it. I'll take care of it.
And we'd like to check, because you have a school in Ghana. Eunice? Okay, you have a school in Ghana, and you're trying to niche it, right? Okay, unmute, please. Okay, so again, that's going to be a chat about, first of all, the location of the school.
Can you hear me now?
Where?
Can you hear me now?
Yes. Where's the location of the school?
It's Ablembe.
Ablembe.
So it actually shares a border with the American school, with Lincoln.
Okay.
Do you know where Lincoln is?
Yes, I do. My kids. Yeah.
Oh, okay, so you must have gone past our school there, because it shares a border with it.
Remember now, what's the school? That's what I was like.
It's Golden Age.
Ah, okay, okay.
You must have gone past it if you went to link.
Yes, yes, in the back.
Yeah.
The back.
Exactly.
Okay, yeah. All right, so we can have a chat.
We can have a chat, yeah. Happy to do that. I'll send my email, and I've got another question, so that's coming as well.
Okay.
Okay.
Do you want to ask your question now? It's fine.
Yeah, I could do. So my question was going to be, can you talk a bit about this? I know it's very broad, but can you talk a bit about the African Continental Free Trade Agreement and international investment agreements in general?
Yes, let me finish that and I'll
Yeah,
go.
exactly. That's why I said it's going to be a different one, yeah.
What about the user? Ramona Jones has a question about user experience and service experience. In regard, Ramona, can you unmute yourself, please?
Hello.
Hi. Is this in regard to hospitality?
It's in regards to like any business. So I am a conversational writer, user experience designer.
Mm-hmm.
And so we look at applications, we do usability tests, accessibility, making applications more users friendly. So using user-centered design.
Okay.
And it goes across any industry really. And it's really helping people to understand the problem that they're trying to solve, doing research, user research with the service or the product, and then it's product design, service design.
I think that's great because we're doing a lot of things virtually, but at the same time, so that's in regard to the user experience, so in regard to now, because people are going to be buying more things online, you still want, it needs to feel real. So that's something that could be added to the user experience. Sometimes you'll go on websites and you feel like you're actually in the store purchasing. So, and I'm 100% sure that there's a lot of places on the continent that are not giving a website user experience. So that is important. And even with regard to service industry, that's also important. So I think you're going in the right direction. We just have to do some research and look at where would be a good fit for this. And it could, usually with these type of things, you would start in one country, and then when it's solid in one country, you would take that same prototype and just do it in other places. You see what I'm trying to say? So you wouldn't just go and start in 5 or 6 different places. You would then say, hey, I'm doing this in Senegal. It's going really, really well. And we can do the same thing here, the same thing here, the same thing here. But user experience, service experience, I think it's good.
Okay, thank you.
Grace, are you able to own land in Tanzania as a foreigner? Is that possible?
I can find out, I can check, because sometimes these land rules change all the time, but I can find out. And even if you can't own land outright in Tanzania, I think that you can also you get the long leases, but I can check. Let me write it down and check.
So I can add to this. We were actually going to build an industrial park in Tanzania. So you can get a long-term lease for industrial space, especially if it's in a development area. If they're looking to, if it's in a zone that they want to develop, it's no problem. And it's a long-term lease. It's not, you don't own it. So 99-year lease is basically what they offer for industrial land.
Grace, this is some great information. I know for me, living here in the US, I'm going to be honest, I just moved back from Dubai in November, and I love being at home with my family.
Okay.
Like living in Dubai, living in the US. At first I thought it was going to be exciting, and I am excited, but some of the things that go on in the US, I truly did not miss, just to be honest, and so now it's just like, will I ever move? Because I honestly said, I'm not ever moving out of the country again. I'm not, I'm going to stay in the US. And now I'm like, I don't know if I can stay here. I don't know if I can stay here. Like, my passport is burning a hole in my pocket right now. This is the longest I ever sat still, honestly. And I had gotten the extended pages in the passport. I was ready to go for 2020. Okay. So I honestly really, really miss it, to be honest. And so I think this is a great conversation for people, especially around Africa. So thank you for providing the questions and answers. I think we have a few more in there. Monica says she feels me. Yeah, I understand, Monica. That's how it was when I moved to Dubai, honestly. So I get it. Let's see.
Opportunities and okay, someone okay, that's private message regarding real estate market. I just want to, William, can you do the update on the international trade, because I know that you were quite or
okay, sure.
Just a brief. It's really deep and it requires a lot, but I think overall it's encouraging investment in Africa and making it easy, because right now it's not easy to work within the African countries. If you want to touch on that a little bit.
Yeah, well, it's a work in progress. It has launched, but it's not fully applicable yet. They've tried to take it to the next level, but unfortunately, all of the countries have not submitted all of the requirements for this to happen. It is, I can send on the chat the latest link on where you can find more information on the agreement, because it's really a huge change for Africa. So let me just send that to you, and if you have further questions, you can follow up. And then I have a source. I have the director of the policy that's always willing to engage people who want to invest in Africa. So we have the source, and if you have particular questions, we can certainly answer it. Okay, so I'll put the link in the chat, and then you take it from there. Yeah.
So
regarding real estate, someone had a question about real estate. Real estate is so we have a couple of ways to look at real estate investment. There's the real estate investment where you're buying a piece of real estate and you're going to live in it. I want to clarify that that's not a real estate investment. People always, that's not an investment. That's you buying real estate, a place to live. A lot of people don't understand that once you're living in a place, and it's not, investment means it's generating income, meaning you are making money off it. So a real estate investment means I bought a 2-bedroom apartment, I'm renting it. Not I bought a 2-bedroom apartment, I'm living in it, I've invested in real estate. So people need to be careful about understanding that. So there's the real estate where you're just buying something and investing, and I think that's a good idea, but you have to be very careful about the market, because in some places they have so much real estate, and that's also because people are using the real estate to launder money. So they build a whole bunch of stuff, and then they're empty because you don't have people to live in it. And this is where I'm saying that there's a gap, because we need the affordable. The population is huge. Don't forget population. The population is huge. Everybody wants to live in a decent place. But if every accommodation is so expensive, you're gonna lose half of their population. So we're talking, what I would say is the affordable housing. Where you go to Western countries, you can get a studio. How often do you see a nice studio on the continent, where maybe I just finished school, but I don't have a lot of money, but like with my salary, I can make some monthly payments. So we're talking about affordable housing. This is what I'm talking about when I talk about the real estate investment. Leave the big players to build all the big stuff and put their money there, and they don't care if nobody rents it. That's fine. But I'm talking about housing where people can actually purchase, or use it for Airbnbs when people finally travel, and all of those type of things. Yeah.
Hey, Grace.
Yes.
Hi, it's Isabel. I turned off my camera. I'm afraid to lose connection because I'm driving. But
okay.
Yeah, I asked a question about real estate. So really, real estate is one of my passion. And when you mentioned affordable housing in Africa, I want to know specifically, like, what are because there are a lot of hurdles, right? People can't afford to pay for rent if it's expensive.
Exactly.
Right? So where can you really find out resources to build affordable housing and actually make it work? And like, where do you start? That's my question. And how do you connect to other people that are in the market already?
I think with this, it would definitely involve collaboration with a local construction company that's already on the ground there. But what someone from outside would bring is the expertise for the design, where you can, with let's say with an acre of land, you can build an apartment building that can have, let's say, 20 apartments. So you're bringing in that technical knowledge of being able to maximize it, so you can have 20 studios in that apartment, or 10 studios and 10 one-bedrooms, because this is the people who I'm talking about targeting are the people who, they don't need a whole lot of space. I just finished college, or I just finished my master. I have a okay job, but I don't have that kind of job. And also there needs to be a link with the bank. The banks need to also be around, play a role in that partnership. So it's the local construction company, a bank, so that you make sure that you get your money. So the bank can mortgage these apartments through direct deposits out of people's, like, when they get paid, they make a payment to so it's like the three people are all working together to be able to provide affordable housing, because you don't need to be waiting for the tenant. So an ideal situation for me would be a link with the bank. Let the bank purchase all the apartments and deal with getting the money from the people bit by bit. You understand what I'm trying to say?
Yes, I understand. Can you recommend any specific countries in Africa where somebody could start this kind of project? Would you recommend?
That I mentioned are, as the ones that are doing well, are all options. But I also want to talk about some countries where are off the beaten path. Like, I'll give you an example, Chad. Nobody ever says, I want to move to Chad. But guess what? You go to Chad and you do a business, and you'll probably be a millionaire because you're the only one going to Chad. And this is called risk investing, or going to set up in a place that is undesirable. So it's undesirable because we don't know it. We don't hear about it. It's probably not, nightlife is not popping there. Stuff is, it's going to be tough. But if I bet you, if you go to Chad and set up a laundromat, you probably will be one of two doing it, or one of three. And so if your end goal is to make money, that's a business opportunity. Do you see what I'm trying to say? So there's the list of places where everybody goes to and they're really thriving. And then there's also the places where it's like, this is why I encourage anybody who can do a business to do a business during COVID. You will never get another opportunity to do a business. Everything is cheap as far as real estate, as far as people even listening to you. People have time. Rent is affordable. So if you've always wanted to have a shop, go look for rent. Give people an offer, and most likely they'll accept it. But bear in mind that when you want to do a business, when everything is thriving, it costs more and it's harder. This is just the fact of setting up a business, whether it's in America or any other country. These are just the facts.
That's so true.
So if you can do something now, just do it. This is it. Just do it. Try it. And all you can say is, I tried, it didn't work. Okay.
I always say hashtag do it scared. Do it scared.
And I love Monica's approach, because Monica's approach is a little bit like how I started my first.
Yeah, me too.
Is sink or swim. So
that's
because
right.
This has to work. So she's going to put every single thing she can to make it work, because there's no plan B. This is it.
I totally agree. I like Monica's approach too. Like, at least she planned a little bit better than me. Like I said, I just jumped on the plane and somebody sent me a WhatsApp and said, listen, I have some opportunities. I got on the plane, I flew to Dubai, and I was like, I don't even know who I'm meeting. I had to tell y'all this real quick. And guess what his name was? The guy picked me up. Guess what his name was, y'all? Beer. And I was like, what? Beer, is this a real person? So now I know not to do those things. But anyway, it worked out well. You know, some of it I lost a lot of money, couldn't figure out what to do, where to go, couldn't speak Arabic. It was, you know, some of it was a mess, you know, to be honest with you. And so what Grace has shared with you is value free. We call it the free 99. That was very, very valuable. And I'm sure that you all will agree. And we'll take a few more questions. William, did you have anything that you wanted to actually add? And you can come off of mute and ask your questions, or you can put them in the chat.
No. I'm following the conversation. I think it's going well.
Okay.
No, I have anything to add now.
Okay. Does anyone else have more questions? Grace, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I think another thing people need to realize, especially we have those of us coming from Western countries, anything that you see that is old where you are is going most likely new on the continent. So even if you feel, well, everybody's doing this in Virginia or New York, not everybody's doing it somewhere else. So you take that and you adjust it to wherever you're going to do it, and that becomes a business idea. And that becomes something that can be new and thriving and profitable. So that's the benefit of going to do something in another place, is that it's new, it's fresh, you know? I remember when they started the first KFC in Accra, Kentucky Fried Chicken. I mean, for me, it's like, it's KFC. I've seen it everywhere. They had one. Within 2 years, I think they now have 15. They had 15. I mean, there's just shut up. And that people were queuing for KFC. And I was like, what? This is KFC. Like, it's KFC. Why are you queuing? But again.
And there's no McDonald's. There's no McDonald's in Ghana also. They just opened a Burger King. They just opened a Burger King.
Like 3 now. And we have Pizza Hut, all those things. But you know, like we say this like with, but I remember when Burger King opened, I was one of the people taking my son there queuing. Can you imagine?
So the new thing in Ghana now is Voss water, right? You see that?
I don't know about Voss.
See that? That's the new thing now, Voss water. Yeah, it's a status symbol. So crazy.
So in other words, you can create, and I always say this, you can create your opportunities.
Absolutely.
Regarding the fresh food, Monica, I just saw that quickly. You're right. There's an American guy who did a salad place bar in Ghana. So again, people were like, oh, Africans don't like salad. That's not true, because people are into eating healthy. So basically it's the same concept that you go and you pick like you get like, you know, 5 of this, 3 of that, this of that, and was doing very well. And I have to tell you, there are a lot of people who are thinking, oh, who's going to be interested in salad? But if you present something like this in a creative way, in an innovative way, you have a base for that. Yeah, for sure.
That's true. I wish I had some salad a couple of months ago.
Everybody has realized the importance. You can't put a price on health.
Yes.
I think everybody realized the importance of, you know, the simple things we take for granted, moringa, oregano, like mixing all these things and trying to be healthy. I think everybody now is no longer thinking of those people as, oh, they're crazies, you know. People are now into that, for sure.
Can I say something?
Yes, Monica, go ahead.
Okay, so one thing that we experienced while we were in Egypt, as well as, this is my husband, the one thing that we did experience while we were over there, the freshness of the food. We cannot, I'm sorry, my husband doesn't have it on me. So what we were seeing, that we're chasing the taste once we came over here, because we have nothing but pesticide. I'm sorry. My grandson wants to get on here too. So we're nothing but pesticides and on our foods. Everything is grown from the land there, and they sell from the land as well. Okay, it's okay, sweetheart. See, everybody is seeing you. Okay, come back. I'm sorry, you guys. So they're eating nothing but the freshness from the land. They're eating off the land. They're fishing off the land. And we were getting that. They don't even have soda with sugar in it. Everything is zero free. You cannot find zero free anywhere here in Ohio.
It's hard.
It is very hard. So we were thinking that we could take our American food and take it over there. They want anything that is American, the way we dress, the way we do.
Yeah.
That's our clothing. They would even wear secondhand clothing. I went to secondhand clothing store.
Actually, secondhand clothing is $1 billion business.
Exactly.
It is.
Africa right now.
Yes.
Yeah.
$1 billion business.
Especially in Egypt.
Egypt.
Everywhere. Everywhere.
Everywhere.
From Tunisia to Ghana to South Africa, it's $1 billion business.
Mm-hmm.
Like we take the things that we take for granted over here, they soak it up. I mean, we just love the love that we got over there, and that's we're running back to that, and that's the reason why my husband and I are packing up everything and going back and going bye-bye. So yes, I'm sorry, we are.
That's awesome.
So I mean, it's so saying about the freshness of the food, you can go over there and build a restaurant. Your restaurant will be $1 billion business because they love American food. They like the different taste of it, but they're not into fast food. Where we have a fast food restaurant on every corner, they're not into it. They had a McDonald's, and McDonald's didn't do well. You can see one Burger King, you'll see one Pizza Hut and a Kentucky Fried Chicken, and that's it in Accra. And we were like tripping, and everything that's sold on the corners are fresh foods.
And okay, and see,
we don't want to monopolize there. I'm sorry. We'll talk about Ghana all day long. So I'm sorry.
No, thank you so much for you all sharing that, because people like to hear. That's what this is for, so we can talk, communicate, everybody can share their experiences. And I myself, I'm so excited to hear people say, you know what, there's, you can create your opportunities. I'm ready to move today. I'm jealous, Monica, now. Right? I'm like, I wish it was me moving now, to be honest. I was like, I need to move to Africa right now with y'all. But I know whatever you decide to do will be successful as well. And we are here to help you. And so, Grace, maybe you can share, I think people are, what is it that, that you can do, well, I guess that we can do to be able to help them with this whole process?
So there's a couple of layers of what type of help I want to call it consortium can assist with. The very first base is providing basic feasibility study information, which is, I'm thinking about doing this, what do you think of this? And just kind of having a consultation, talking about it, discussing options and those type of things. Then we have a second layer, which is more in depth, which is, okay, I want to do this business. Can you help me set it up? Meaning from the beginning, the strategic planning, strategizing how to enter the market, what to do, where to set it up, the associated costs and all of those things. That's the second layer. The third layer is we're going to get you, help you look for the contracts, the meeting the right people in government, especially if it's something to do with, like we talked about, the telecommunications. You need to know people, the right government, people in government at the ministerial level, at the different institutional levels, and actually pretty much getting the operation running on the ground for that person. So that's the 3 tiers of help that we can offer from the very beginning, which is just initial, okay, I don't want to go online and look things up. I really want to know if this is verified, that do they really still need this in Angola? Because it may be on the internet it says, but we verified that, to the second level of doing the strategy, and the third of which involves contacts. And one thing in Africa is certain businesses, without contracts, you'll just be knocking on doors for 50 years. It's just never gonna,
don't do like me.
It's just never gonna happen for you.
And something you said, Grace, you said Google.
And I'm not saying this in a way to be like mean or something. It's just, it's fact.
Yeah.
Fact. It's fact.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I think that's something you said about Google too. I think there is a lot of information out there that you can Google, but is it the right information? are they providing the right information to you? And so just like me with Google, see, I always have a story to tell y'all. Just like me with Google, years ago, getting on the plane going to Saudi Arabia, and Google told me that I can wear this whole pink, bright fuchsia abaya and hijab, and I'm thinking I'm looking cute getting off the plane going to see my husband. And guess what? Everybody else was wearing, y'all, black. No one had on fuchsia. They were looking at me like I was crazy. But Google had told me that's what I can wear. So in other words, let's talk to people who have the right information that they can share with you, and provide the right services. I had someone send me a private message and ask me if I was going to share it. They were asking me, they was like, what about if they wanted to move to the US? We can help you with that as well. We can help you with moving to the US as well.
And I think that also we should not underestimate culture with any of these things. Culture is very important. Wherever you're moving, wherever you're doing business, it's going to play a part in your workforce. It's going to play a part in how you provide a service. For instance, we don't do door-to-door marketing in Ghana. Nobody goes telemarketing, coming to your door, knocking, selling windows and stuff like that. It's just we don't have the infrastructure for this type of marketing. So if somebody, let's say, was going to do a business and was like, oh, I'm just going to have people go door to door and stuff. No, that's not going to work. So we also have to look at how to do business a different way post-COVID. That's very, very important. Right, job creation. Yeah, job creation is essential. Job creation should be fueled by the private sector, not the government. And people expect government to create jobs. Governments cannot create jobs. We have to create the jobs for the people. Yeah.
Do we have any other questions? Don't be shy.
I have one.
Okay, please.
It's not a question per se.
Okay.
Forgive me, everyone. Good afternoon, depending where you are in the world. I joined late because I had my times wrong. Funnily enough, I thought this started at 7 p.m. UK time, so I do apologize. Just a quick question for Grace, sorry, because
yes, hi.
I didn't come in at the beginning. Where are you stationed at the moment, Grace? Are you in Ghana?
I'm in Dubai.
You're in Dubai at the moment. Okay. All right. That was, sorry, but you've been to Ghana, right?
I'm from Ghana.
Oh, you're from Ghana. Beg your pardon. Right. Okay. Right. Sorry. I wasn't sure. Are you?
And I have a couple businesses in Ghana as well.
Right. Okay. Accra or?
Accra.
Accra. Okay. Cool. Sorry, that was my question. Sorry.
It's okay.
So we're in the fire industry, fire safety and engineering business in Ghana. I've also had like a boutique. I've tried a lot of different business in Ghana, but the one that's been successful is our fire safety company, and we do MEP as well, which is mechanical engineering. Yeah.
Okay.
So is anyone on the call interested in Nigeria? Nigeria, Mozambique,
I like this.
Cote d'Ivoire. Complete silence, right? Complete silence. You should be, by the way. If you're not.
If you have some information on Cote d'Ivoire, definitely interested. And Nigeria, hear about it.
Very good. If you're not interested in Nigeria, you should be.
People get scared.
Yeah.
And in Nigeria, and not all of these places, safety business in Nigeria, meaning what kind of safety? Like Samson? Hello, Samson? When you say safety, personal safety or what type of safety?
Hello?
Security? Hello? I don't know where he went. He had a question. Anyway, okay. Someone asked the safety business in Nigeria, but I didn't.
Wait, I think he's here. He's here now.
Yeah,
Okay.
This is Samson. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, Samson.
Oh, yeah. I'm from Nigeria, and right now working in the food industry as a assistant safety manager. So
okay.
Yeah, environmental health and safety. That's what I mean. Like consulting stuff for companies. Yeah, you said you are into safety and engineering business in Ghana. So I wanted to know.
But fire safety, fire.
Okay.
Not
like fire protection.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I did that last year for 6 months before my current job. So then I was doing a house to house, fire protection, checking fire alarm systems, fire extinguishers, and all those stuff.
Okay.
Is that what you're doing in Ghana?
Yes, but we we do the design, installation, and implementation of the fire system. So not like just an extinguisher, but like for commercial buildings and that kind of stuff.
Oh, okay. So how viable is it in Ghana?
Excuse me?
How viable? How is it like in Ghana? Is it like because
10 years we're still here, so it's good.
Nigeria point
it's good. It's
kind of in Nigeria because the safety culture is not as strong as we expect it to be.
Safety culture is not strong in Ghana as well. So unlike let's say UAE, where there's in Ghana we have the codes, but the question is, are you adhering to the code? So when you work with international companies for big commercial buildings, yes, they do. But for an individual, you tell them, hey, do you have a smoke detector in your house? You have to talk so long and so much to convince them to get it. And usually it's very reactionary purchasing. So it's like, oh, this burned, and then they want to put it in, but it should be the other way. So there's quite a bit of education with anything that has to do with preventive, but even insurance. How many people have health insurance? How many people have life insurance? These are things that is not really a huge part of the culture. So there has to be some education regarding that as well. Yeah.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
So Grace, Wendy, we have a special guest with us today. Wasn't expecting him to join, but he's here. And Eunice, I think you'll really enjoy this. We have Mr. Louis Affel. He is actually the Director of Policy for the Africa Free Trade Agreement. And since we had a question earlier about this, and he's here to answer whatever question anybody else has in the audience. So, Louis?
Hi, hello. Good. Hello.
Hi, Louis.
How is everyone?
We're good, and you?
We're good. We're good, sir. Thank you.
I forgive me. I just joined. William just got me on the hook.
We do that from time to time.
Yes, I'm honored to be invited to. I'll be ready for the questions. I started listening some few minutes ago, so I'm tuning in. I'm willing to assist in any question that you have. But let me correct this. After Policy Network is an international non-governmental organization. But our focus is to enable the implementation of the African Continental Free Trade Agreement. Yes.
So can you tell us how is the diaspora addressed in the policy? Can you just talk very briefly about that? Because that was
the diaspora focus of our mission and vision is, permit me, I mean, because of the lockdown, you have kids at home, so some few feet will be coming in here and there. Sorry about that. But the diaspora focus and vision of our network is focused on the fact that we have defined diaspora not to mean race or color. We have defined diaspora to mean any geographical location beyond Africa continent. So because you can have somebody who's either biological parent could be a Taiwanese or Chinese and an African. And so if you define diaspora just to mean locations, I mean, in terms of color and race, it might be wrong. So we are looking at how geographically we can position Africa for investment opportunities. So we tap and connect individuals, private sector, CSOs, people who want to look at how the Continental Free Trade has opened opportunities for them to really invest. That is what our network have decided to develop. And so, like I said earlier, we have this global program that we're commencing called Year of Investment Summit. Year of Investment Summit, which we commenced in 2021. We're supposed to have started March. It is focused on bringing the diaspora to invest in most of the multi-sectoral areas in Africa, so that people can have a guarantee for whatever they want to invest, be it from outside and be it locally here. That is one area that we're looking at the diaspora. We're going beyond creative arts, we're going beyond historical reconnection to where, and also going beyond capital flights from Africa to the rest of the world. Rather, let us come in, build, save, and should become a generational asset for the whole diaspora. William, that is my initial comment, unless there are questions that I want to respond to.
Thank you very much. Really appreciate your comments. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Any questions for Mr. Lewis while he's here? Grace, anything that you'd like to add? Thank you, Mr. Lewis. Really appreciate it.
Okay, William, I'm on standby.
Okay, thank you.
Wendy, we have everybody's email, right? And I don't know if you, I'll just put, should I put my email as well? Would you guys like my email?
Yes, we would. We'd like your email.
Yes, please put it in the chat, please. And also, yes, I did collect everyone's email when they've registered for the webinar.
Okay. And I just want to encourage everybody to not be discouraged. I know it sounds like a lot, but it's you just have to take the plunge, and once you do it, you've done it.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this time is for you. Anything else that you would like to add about Africa? Moving to Africa, living in Africa, spending time in Africa, retiring in Africa, going to school in Africa. The floor is yours.
And also, William, I think we're going to have people saying they missed it. We are going to do a replay, but we will do another session, right, team?
We need to do another session next Saturday.
Look, right, team?
Yeah, next Saturday. Let's do another session perhaps next Saturday.
Probably before we do the next session, we'll have like a little questionnaire that people can, so we can have a little bit more focus, because like we said, some people are at different stages. Somebody's at the, I want to retire, I don't want to do anything in Africa. I just want to retire and I want to go, maybe have something for income, but I just want to choose where I want to go. And then you may have some people who have, okay, I may not want to invest, but I know people who may want to do an investment there. Then there's maybe some people who want to do their own business. Maybe it's hairdressing, or it's this, or it's that. So to get an idea of where everybody is, there's just going to be a little questionnaire sent, so that when you fill it out, the next interaction will be more directed. And those questions also are going to be questions which will make you think about what is important to you, instead of just the blanket, I want to go to Africa. Okay, do you care about being in an African country that's super developed, or do you mind if it's French or English? You know, those are all very important considerations. When I went to Ivory Coast to set up the extension of our company in Ghana there, I felt like a kid for 3 days because I forgot everything was French. And I realized that even when I was insisting on speaking English, I would just get a blank stare, literally. So I would just rely, I knew that they spoke, was a Francophone country, so I'd already planned and had someone who was going to speak French and advise me on how to set up the business. But she had to speak for 3 days because my French vocabulary disappeared. Until after 3 days, I was like, oh, okay, this is how you say this and that. But I really, for someone who had been, very confident, I went there, and for the language barrier alone was very difficult. Even how you market in Ivory Coast is different from its neighboring country in Ghana. So this is just to let you have an idea that things can be very different. Yeah. I saw something about Cape Verde, which I love that place.
Yes, Cape Verde living. someone's interested in moving there.
Me too. I'll join you in Cape Verde. I'm still trying to get some information on Cape Verde, but I will definitely speak with you about that because it's actually a place that I really, really like. And it's very good for business as far as the business climate. Yeah. Okay.
Let's
see, I think.
So Wendy, do us a favor. Can you go around and talk to folks in the chat? Sorry, in the group. You want to go around and talk to people?
I haven't.
There's Teresa. She hadn't said anything. There's John.
You know, I was going to start calling on people because they're trying to act like they shy, and especially some of the people I know that's on this call, like Miss Anita, who's smiling over there. You know, she's just grinning. She hasn't said anything, and I know y'all have some questions, and y'all can be sending me text messages and messages.
Don't mess with Cassandra. Don't mess with Cassandra. She just came on.
Oh yeah, I ain't gonna mess with Cassandra. Yeah.
Don't mess with her. She's okay.
Samson is asking if this is a monthly call because he came across it on Instagram by mistake. It's not a monthly call. This is the first one, but it definitely can be something we do often if there's an interest in it.
Yes.
Okay. Right? What do you guys think?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
And
you can do it every
yes,
month.
Samson.
Fabian, would you recommend learning the local language? I'm going to say this. Anywhere you live, learn the language.
Yeah, exactly.
Learn the language. You don't have to be fluent. I have the business in Turkey. I try to learn Turkish. In my defense, it's a very difficult language to learn, but I tried. But at least to be able to have a basic conversation, I think it makes you look invested in wherever you're doing business. And it breaks a barrier. It breaks a barrier. If you even go and you're able to say hi in the local language. There are people who live places 10 years and don't know how to say please and thank you. And those are the two things. You're gonna live in a foreign country. You're gonna visit it for more than 2 weeks. Please learn how to say please and thank you in that language. It's very important. You can even close business deals with something like this.
Yeah, I have, and it was because I learned just a little bit of the language instead of using my pictures. Honestly, I used to take screenshots of pictures, y'all. So it was a mess. I'm telling you, it was a mess. Then I started really trying to speak, learning Arabic, and I was like, oh, this is a big difference from the reactions I would get versus when I didn't know even how to say hello.
Yeah, it's very important.
Wendy? Mr. Mohammed Sani.
Yes.
Mr. Mohammed Sani, I see you.
Oh, 1 second, Anita. I'm sorry. William didn't see you.
Okay, go ahead.
No, Anita. I think Anita was saying something.
Okay.
Yeah, I wanted you to know officially that a lot of my questions were answered.
Oh, good. Okay.
Already. Yeah, because my interest was, have always had an interest in affordable housing. And I'm very much like the lady that says, I want to get out of here. But the reality is, you have to plan and strategize. So the 3 buckets that I'm looking at, of course, is my coaching and consulting, because I am the coach's complement, but also then affordable housing is very near and dear to my heart and what it would take to do that in Nigeria. And then, of course, the whole fashion piece, because of my experience there as well. But most certainly with the whole idea of the secondhand clothing piece, and then coaching and the whole skincare aesthetic. But those were the 3 buckets, which were affordable housing to move into a development stage of that. And I love how you gave just this whole outline. I was blown away. I was like, don't we need to pay you for this information? My God, you gave the whole outline. And then secondhand clothing, and then third, of course, my coaching. So it is very serious to me because my friend is from Nigeria, living in the UK now, and as we're coming together, building together, I'm attending these to say, okay, let me bring some contribution to the relationship that's knowledgeable. So it's not just about profitability, but in terms of, touching the lives that are important to him as well, if that makes sense.
I think it sounds good. I was going to ask you, when I saw you in the video, I was gonna say, you thought about doing hair business in the continent because your hair is
Thank you. Well, actually, that would be probably easy to do, but my specialty, and Wendy will tell you, is therapeutic aesthetics. 30 years speaking for equally amount. The whole skincare piece. So I think that that whole niche,
Yes.
that's a part of
right.
it.
Yeah. And even you encouraging people on the continent to use what we produce there for their skin. Because there's still a huge segment of people who feel once you've arrived, you need to be buying, just products from outside and all that stuff. When we have such amazing products already homegrown. So that's a whole way you could.
I would absolutely, and it's funny because I didn't put that down, that part of it, but I've been purchasing product from Ghana that was this pure shea butter. Because that's how I figure it out. I have to smell it, feel it, touch it, and just been working with it. And I'm very interested in actually bringing things here because people know me because of skin and body care, more holistic approach, because that's just what I do. So I'm very, very interested in that. I'd love to learn more about how to influence people in the States, because actually we don't need all those chemicals on our skin. And there is something beautiful about using the black soap products that are legitimate, literally, legitimate, with castor oil and things of that nature in it. So that information is very important to me.
Anita, did you know Grace had a business called Shea Global?
I told y'all when I did her bio, I said it was just a little bit.
She's not forthcoming with this, so she has a big business in shea butter and skincare and all of that. So I'm sure she doesn't want to talk about it, but you might want to talk about it, Grace. I mean, because of the viable business that you have. Please share with the people.
We take the shea butter from Ghana and we manufacture it in the US. And then we distribute it in the GCC. So we sell in the US, but we're distributing in this region because we realize that also the shea, the idea of shea butter and stuff, it's not a novel thing in the US. People are using it. But here in this region, it's quite new and people are interested in it. And the other thing with the shea butter in its pure form, what we realize with market research, it's a bit, unless you've been using it all your life, it's not easy to use. It's sticky, it's this, it's that. So we take the shea butter and make it into shea oil. So we use shea in all our ingredients, but we have value added it and added other things to it and scents and this and that and that and that, because shea butter in its raw form it's not user friendly for everybody, unless you have been using it before and you know it. It's amazing, but people are like, oh, it's sticky, it's this, it's that. So how do you get the shea to do other things? And so that's what we try to do.
I understand exactly what you're saying, and because the product that I have is that, and that's what I've been working with, because my very first business, I've been in the business over 30 years and working with skin. And so as I began to work with it, not to get on a tangent, but the things that I was using in it, I would love to talk with you about it, because it makes a difference on the end result of what you want to happen.
Yes, exactly.
And it depends upon not just the skin outward, but what's going on inward that will allow that person to get the maximized results that they're looking for. And so, I mean, I'm like a nerd about all, skincare. So I would love to hear more about what you're doing, because I want to transition people that I have influence with. Most of my products come from South Korea. So I want to transition them to products from the continent.
Okay.
Yeah.
We will speak. I don't know if I have, we have your email. I think it's, or I'll get it from Wendy.
Wendy, yeah.
Okay.
I've served Wendy before.
Question about textiles, bringing textiles from the continent here. So not going there, but bringing, great idea. Why not? It's
excellent idea.
I think for that initially, are you talking about to do it for like home decor and stuff like that? I think that, well, if it's for home decor and stuff, it's a great idea. People like our fabrics. Our fabrics are being used on runways. It's amazing. But again, please note that anything you're bringing from the continent here, the presentation, finishing, this was my issue with bringing things from the continent, was I had to oversee every single aspect of finishing because it was sometimes done a bit sloppy. And when you're going to sell something onto the international stage, you have to really make sure that if you're going to be charging $30 for a, you know, a bed sheet or whatever, or a pillow cover, make sure that it's, you know, the stitching is straight, all 100 pieces, all this. So, and that requires some overseeing. So it's not something you can just send and say, bring it. You would have to be actively involved in probably going, picking fabric, doing this, doing that. It's a little bit more involved, but it's great. You can, I think it's a good business. Yeah.
Can I just say this for Phyllis? What the idea that I had thought of, my mind is always going. Going to the villages where they sew the cloth together for the Linka symbols, and they weave to make those into comforters where it can be, where you can have a room of those textiles in a room and set it up and design it that way. Phyllis, it's an excellent idea. I mean, just to take it that one step further, the way Grace is saying, presentation is everything, the stitching. So it can be sold over here, but that also will create job creation in that village if you work along with them. They need job creation. They don't need you to take what's over there and bring it over here and just keep it for yourself. They need to be able to work over there. And that was the things that we saw while we were in Ghana. And talking to people from the different villages. So I just wanted to interject.
Thank you for sharing that.
Also,
and I want to make sure, go ahead, I'm sorry. Just real quick, I just want to make sure that people don't leave. Okay,
yeah,
just
I don't want to leave. So talking about like shea butter and stuff, Grace, I'm sure this is familiar to you. So this is the kind of stuff, and I love the packaging. It's stuff that I got from the airport in Accra the last time I was leaving, and it's just shea butter stuff. It says organic and refined shea butter, and it's just beautiful. And it's with everything, it's just the packaging. If the packaging is just crap, people are going to kind of turn their nose up it. But if it's done properly, it's all from Ghana, you know. So.
And sometimes you have to say, with the shea butter, you have to say, put a little bit in your hand, rub, because it needs heat to melt. But also, how to use. The how to use section, put it on all over your body, dump, so people want that information, but if you just put it in a little bowl and throw it at them, it's not going to work. Yeah.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So I have to put this plug in because listen, all you all are talking about all these amazing products and stuff. We actually have a show called International Shades of Beauty that we would love for you all to be exhibitors. I actually put the link inside of the chat. It's called International Shades of Beauty Show. And so we would definitely love to have you. Next, also, please don't hang up. Don't, stay with us. If you need to go take a break for something and come right back. We have an exciting new launch for EdGru. I'm so excited for them to see where they come from, where they're going. And they're actually in Dubai from the US, but they're going to be presenting their the launch of their website. So please, 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 like I said, if you need to go get something to drink or something, but we want you to stay, come back, and please be a part of this launch.
Thank you, everybody. And I think this was great. So excited about everybody's passion and wanting to do something. And even if you're just at the stage where you're just listening, it's okay. Yeah. Don't feel pressured that you've got to do a Monica and go in 30 days.
Or a Wendy.
Or Wendy. Everybody has their pace. It's not a race with anybody. It's a race with yourself. So I'm just happy that the first step is even coming on this platform and listening. And I'm really excited to see what everybody's going to end up doing. Like in 3 years, we'll hear everybody is on the continent doing amazing things. And I'm excited about it. I'm so excited.
Me too.
Thank you.
Well, thank you so much to my team, William and Grace. I appreciate them being here. William, I'll give it to you.
Okay, do we do this next Saturday or what?
We'll come back. We're going to meet first. William will put us on the spot in a minute, y'all. It's right in the middle. He doesn't care.
How many of you guys want us to do it next week? Raise your hand.
Look. See how
One,
he does
2,
this.
3. Looks like
You can use your little hand. Let me see. Put it in the chat. If you felt like this was great information.
Majority wins
like
the day.
William, I'm trying to go to the States next week. So just factor in the time zone that I'll be on Virginia time.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. Will you be with me?
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm looking forward to the COVID test, but I mean.
I know. It's okay.
Excellent.
It's going to be okay.
Okay. Excellent. So we'll come back.
Okay.
All right, ladies.
Okay. Now I'm going to, do you all, Roy, would you all like to give them like maybe just a little 5-minute break since they've been on here for a while if you need it, and just come back and we'll start back? Is that okay?
Sure.
It's up to you all.
Okay, that works. It'll give people a chance to get in too.
Okay.
Yep.
Thank you.
So we'll come back at what,
8:45.
8:45. 8:45. Please
So we'll
don't
get
go
started.
anywhere. This is an exciting launch. EdGru, you'll get to see the website. They're going to tell you all about their services. 8:45.
Yes.
Roy, see, you could go ahead and put your screen up. So let's go ahead and let's
Okay.
let's do that now. Let me know if you're having trouble sharing, Roy. I just want to make sure you can share.
Okay.
I can.
Yeah.
You can?
We
Okay.
did.
All right, perfect.
Sure.
What I was going to say, I didn't get a chance to finish it. We'll do it again next week, but everybody has to bring one more person with them. So we'll double the numbers. But I didn't get a chance to spit it out. But I think it was a success. Congratulations, ladies. Hello, hello, hello.
Hello, hello.
Are we ready?
Yes, indeed.
Yes.
All right, all right. Welcome everyone that is still with us to the EdGru launch of their website. Yay! I'm gonna do a standing ovation.
Thank you, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yes, this has been a long time coming, man. I know all the work that's gone behind this, and sleepless nights, early mornings, lots of sacrifices. So it's a great honor and a privilege to be able to be in front of you today to introduce to you EdGru, the team. Okay, so first up is Dr. Carissa Barry Pope, or Dr. Riza as she likes to be called, has served as a school principal, gifted education coordinator, director of professional development, college instructor, librarian, mentor, and teacher. Dr. Riza is a certified educator and published author. He and her husband, Dr. Roy, moved to the UAE 8 years ago as educators. They began EdGru in 2016. And Dr. Riza serves as the company's COO.
Yes.
COO. Okay, Dr. Riza has been honored as the District Teacher of the Year, Principal of the Year, and National Honor Roll Outstanding American Teacher. As one who values learning and appreciates tranquility and positivity, Dr. Riza enjoys traveling with her husband, reading inspirational books, and discount shopping. I enjoy that myself. Dr. Riza's mantra is believe, achieve, and succeed. She is truly confident that if one can believe it, she can achieve it, and she will succeed at it. So I introduce to you Dr. Carissa Barry Pope.
Thank you, William.
Okay.
Good evening or good morning, everyone. Thank you, William, so much for the introduction. First, I want to just say thank you for attending the official launch of EdGru. As William said, it's been a long time coming, so we're really excited about this launch. I want to introduce EdGru to you by using the 5 W's: who, what, when, where, and why. Who is EdGru? Well, we started as a 2-person team. My husband, Dr. Roy, and myself. We are both educators from Mississippi. As a matter of fact, we met at a principals conference in Mississippi, where we're from. One of the things that we shared is a joy for teaching and learning, and a fervor for just being educators. The EdGru team is now made up of 51 people, including ambassadors, success strategists or professional coaches, website designers and IT specialists, content creators, marketing consultants, a resource manager, virtual assistants that are throughout the world in different regions, translators, writers and editors, and illustrators. And the main people who make up EdGru are those educators, inspiring educators, parents, professionals, and students who are EdGru users. Now, what is EdGru? Our motto is, we want to be the multilingual one-stop shop for professionals. Our mission, with the ability to generate resources in the top spoken languages in the world, EdGru has the capability to reach approximately 80% of the world's population in their native language. EdGru provides professionals throughout the world with the platforms and resources they need to share and improve their practices. Our vision, get the EdGru edge. We speak your language. The EdGru services and products that we offer are online professional development, or OPD, business, education, and life coaching by certified experienced success strategist, book and document translation, ebook publishing, editing, illustrations, and marketing, multilingual blog for educators and parents, and coming in 2021, inshallah, a multilingual teacher marketplace. When is EdGru? When did EdGru begin? It began in 2016. When will it be ready to use? It's ready to use right now. And we will give you all of the information on how to access the EdGru products and services at the end of this PowerPoint. And when will other EdGru products and services be ready? Again, the teacher marketplace should launch in 2021. Where is EdGru? EdGru is incorporated in Florida in the US. However, Roy and I live in the UAE, but the great thing about it being online is it's available everywhere. Why EdGru? Why was EdGru started? Well, we started the online professional development because many times OPD or professional development would be after school, after a long day's work. Now, as a teacher, the last thing that I wanted to do after work was sit and get. And as an administrator, I understood that the teachers didn't want to sit down after giving their all day long with students. They did not want to sit down and listen to me. I understood. Also, we know that when it comes to professional development, it needs to be job embedded. We learned that from our professor, Dr. Gentry. Thank you, Dr. Gentry. That the professional development needs to be job embedded. It needs to be something that you can take back to the classroom and use immediately. Something that will have a positive effect on your teaching methodologies. Why did we start the blog? We started the blog because we wanted resources that were common among people who spoke different languages. When we first started EdGru, it was supposed to only be a blog. But it actually, as we began to talk to people and we got more experience here in the UAE, it snowballed into the OPD, book publishing, professional coaching, and the other products and services that we offer. Why did we begin the book publishing? We began the book publishing because we are both authors, and we wanted quality work, not just to self-publish. We wanted someone who could actually walk us through the process, who could actually give us good advice on putting out or publishing a really good book that others would want to purchase. Why did we begin the professional coaching? We began the professional coaching because we know that a lot of times we need someone who's on the outside to give us good advice, to understand, to sympathize, to empathize, and to guide us, whether it's professionally or personally. And why did we begin the document and book translations? Here we got an opportunity to work with Arabic-speaking team members. And we noticed that after the fact, a lot of times we would teach them the same concepts. But because of the language barrier, we did not know until after it had been taught. So we were thinking that, okay, if we had the same books, the same resources in different languages, then we could teach those concepts simultaneously, and the students could make the connection between the two languages, or the concept in two different languages. And when we began EdGru in 2016, it was, of course, the pandemic had not begun yet. But now that the pandemic has begun, I mean, this is like the ideal thing, because we don't have any, we don't have the opportunity for face-to-face PD now. So what better way to go than EdGru? Everything is online, it's affordable, it's versatile, It's compatible with all technology. You could use the OPD, the coaching services, via your phone, your laptop, your tablet. It's easy to access. It's not time consuming. Although the articles are brief, they are great resources. The information there is research-based, and it also has an accountability component. The articles are exclusive, research-based resources, and all of our resources are recent and relevant. So now we will turn it back over to William. If you have any questions, if you would, just please put them in the comment section.
Okay, outstanding. Thank you very much. Now, Dr. Roy. Dr. Roy Pope has served as a teacher, coach, college professor, school administrator in the United States and the United Arab Emirates for more than 2 decades. When he and his wife moved to the UAE 8 years ago, they saw a global need for efficient, effective, multilingual professional development platform for educators. As a result, EdGru was created. EdGru began as the source for multilingual online professional development and now has expanded to meet the needs of educators, entrepreneurs, and other professionals worldwide. The services that EdGru offers are as follows: online professional development for schools and organizations, business education and life coaching for individuals and organizations, document translation, book publishing, website and app development, and multilingual blog for parents and professionals. As a leader in education, Dr. Roy has been honored as a Principal of the Year, the city's Council Outstanding Citizen, and the City Star's Principal. He has also received the Martin Luther King Lifetime Achievement Award and hosted former FLOTUS Michelle Obama as the guest speaker during her national campaign for wellness. When Dr. Roy is not working on EdGru, he enjoys traveling with his wife, reading and watching documentaries. Dr. Roy is a fervent educator and a lifelong learner with a zeal for motivating others to succeed and achieve their goals. I introduce to you Dr. Roy Pope.
Hi, thank you so much for that introduction, William. What I'd like to start off is talking about the categories within the OPD platform. We have assessment, classroom management, a hot button topic right now, distance/online learning, which we included and started creating resources for this because of the state that we're in now. I have over 27 years of experience. My wife has 25. So we took all of that knowledge and we started putting it into designing more valuable resources for that category specifically. Gifted and talented, multiple intelligences, special education/special needs. We designed that category specifically because we felt that that was a need globally. And of course, student engagement. Our resources are created from 3 different angles. The first, we focus on creating resources where there's minimal research. We have a 9-step process to identify where there is minimal research on topics. We create resources specifically for that. The second area is on topics that are popular. We have an 8-step process to identify what educators are sharing and talking about. So we create resources for that topic. And third, our videos, which are interactive. Now, all of our resources are interactive. Each one of our articles has 19 theories embedded in it and takes 12 steps. Each one of our videos has 21 learning theories in it and it takes 25 steps to produce one. Now, EdGru uses research to increase a person's retention. That's the whole point of including as many theories in the resources as possible. What I'd like from you is some engagement now. I want you to look at these 3 topics and post your answer in the chat. Which headline would you select? Which one do you like the most, A, B, or C? Okay. As I'm looking at it, I see that a majority of you are choosing C, and the second largest group chose B. Now, one of those theories that we have embedded in our resources talks about one of the theories in our resources actually is connected to the topic that you chose. We assigned a 99% probability that majority of you would choose either C or B. Why is that? Because the amygdala, which is the emotional part of the brain, causes you to subliminally connect to things that you have a strong emotional connection to, which is where C and B falls into those categories. When you look at the numbers on the right-hand side, 28, 55, and 62, those are numbers that we've assigned to each one of these titles that we specifically created. C had the strongest emotional connection, 62. So based on theory, majority of you were going to choose C, which is what happened. Now, a second theory, this is a second theory that's embedded in our resources. Which words will you remember? You'll have a few seconds to remember each word in the list. Now, what I need from you is, if you could, post in the chat some of the words that you remembered. Okay, I see inform, persuade, realistic. Okay. Inform. All right. Origin, calculate, inform again. Now, there's a theory connected to this. The theory is called primacy recency. What that theory basically says is the brain remembers what's given first and what's given last. So generally, the information that's provided on the front end and the back end of this example, we predicted that you would remember those words more. Now, this applies to teaching in class when you look at a bell ringer and when you look at an anticipatory set activity and a closure activity. That's why it's important as educators, whatever you introduce on the front end and the back end, those are the most important things that children have a chance of recalling. And even from a faculty meeting, you can apply the same concept. As an administrator, when you're having conversations with parents, they call it the hamburger method, but you make sure you, the top bun, you give something that's, you want them to remember, and then on the closure of it, whatever the conversation is, you give them something that you want them to remember. When we say that our resources are exclusive, a little over a year and a half ago, if you Googled lesson plans, 19 million, you would find over 19,500,000 resources on the internet. But if you drill down to lesson plans for gifted and talented, there were only 859. So we create resources for lesson plans for gifted and talented. When you could look at literacy, there were over 106 million. When you look at literacy best practices, there were a little over 6,000. Think about the billions and Okay, I apologize for that.
Okay.
Yeah, it kept muting for some reason. All right, thank you so much. So when you look at the benefits for the platform, some of the benefits, and you'll see these as we demonstrate the platform. It empowers principals and teachers. Principals and teachers, they have the leeway to go in and to select and interact with resources that they choose they need the most help. It's more affordable. It's differentiated. All of our resources are interactive. That's a very important piece. We built the platform not only from a teacher standpoint, but we built it from an administrator standpoint. It's not time consuming. All of our videos are 3 minutes or less. Our articles are no longer than 2 pages. And again, the exclusivity is there because all of these resources that we produce are completely housed within the EdGru platform. Another product that we have is a product built around success strategists. We have success strategists that fall into 4 different categories: life coaching, education improvement, business, and executive coaching. These are all strategists that have a success record. They have strong credentials. They have a strong proven track record in having success in achieving these areas. So we were happy to have them as a part of our family. The third product is the book writing, editing, publishing. If a person comes to EdGru with just the idea, we have everything in place from cover designers to illustrators to help them put their book together, get it published. But the most important thing is we have a marketing component, because just because you write a book, you want to make sure that you market it out there and you make it stand out. This is a sample cover page design for a fiction book that was created by my wife, Just Ask Terry. This was created internally by EdGru employees. This is a sample cover page design nonfiction book that was written by me. We're looking at, this book is comprised of 65 pages. So we were really happy with the products for the fiction and nonfiction books. These are some of the sites where our books are listed, where our books will be listed for anybody who chooses to publish with us. We have 18 sites total. This is just a sampling of a few of them. This gives you an idea of the translation services we provide. Remember, we have human translators. We don't have machine translation. So we can guarantee the accuracy of the translation. So when we're producing the books or helping you produce your book, then we not only have it done in English, but we have the translators internally to have it done in that additional language. And right now we're looking at Arabic. We're focusing on Arabic and expanding. Stop sharing your screen.
Okay, as Roy is getting ready to share the screen, I will put in the chat box a link to a survey that we would like for you to do. It's a very brief survey. It will only take about 3 to 5 minutes. You can do it anonymously if you would like. And it also has the link to all of the different components of the EdGru site on the survey.
Now, this is the main.
Hey, Roy, I can't hear you. I don't know why it's doing that.
This is the main EdGru website. This entire column focuses on supporting OPD. You have Premier Individual, which is for individual subscribers, Premier Go, which is for schools, organizations, a How It Works section, features, pricing, And the 4 tabs at the bottom are automated, where you submit your email address and you'll automatically receive supporting documentation on the problems that it's addressing, best practices for implementation, and really important research supporting online professional development. Second column focuses on personal coaching, public speaking. The third, the book publishing. And then we're going to focus on, we're going to go into the last button, which is the blog. What I'd like to do now is actually log into the OPD platform to show you or demonstrate some of the capabilities. So if you've already subscribed to it, then you click already a member. And what I'm going to show you first, this is you as an individual user. So once you log in as a teacher, you'll come to this very user-friendly page that has all of the courses. Very simplistic buttons at the top: home, all courses, your account, and you have the English and Arabic buttons here for the resources. When you go down the page, you have the picture along with the title, drop-down box with the categories and how many resources are already tagged for that particular category. Going into a resource is really easy. You select see more. That'll bring you into the internal pages for that resource. You will have 4 or 5 lines to give you an idea about it, along with the title. And since we've already started this, you'll have a progression bar at the top, statement stating that it's in progress, and the article is chunked, so it's broken down into sections. Every time you complete a section, it's automatically checked. So we'll go back in on the last one that we completed. It brings up that section. You have the outline on the left-hand side. You can collapse that or open it up, whichever one you prefer. Once you finish that, you click next lesson. Once you read this, you again click mark complete, and it'll take you to the next lesson. So let's say I want to skip a lesson. So if I try to skip build a good rapport without reading it, then I automatically receive this message saying that I have to go back and complete the previous lessons. So there is no skipping. At the end of all of our resources, there are questions they have to answer. They have to pull 3 positive things out of the article or video, 2 strategies that they would like to try, but then the most important, 1 strategy that they are one thing that they're going to change about themselves, 1 strategy that they're going to discontinue. Now, to go out of that resource, you go back, you hit the all courses button at the top, and it takes you back, and you can select another one. Let's say for our principals that are attending that have Arabic teachers. The powerful thing about this platform, another benefit, is that you'll be able to expose your English medium and Arabic medium teachers to the same resource. So just like we have this article, 10 tips for improving behavior management in English, you simply click the Arabic button. and it pulls up the Arabic page with those same resources. That's one of the benefits of the platform. Now, what I'd like to do next is log out as a user and log back in as a manager to show you the reporting capabilities.
So far, does anyone have any questions about the online professional development for teachers? If you do, you could just use the virtual hand or put the question or comment in the chat box, please.
Now, as a manager, when you log into the platform, you'll come to this dashboard. The first piece is the Pro Panel Overview, where you'll have the total number of users, teachers, total number of courses they've interacted with. The second button is filtering. This is what you use to generate your reports.
Alhamdulillah, how did it go? I heard her say Alhamdulillah. She forgets. Yeah. It's understandable, she's talking a lot.
This is what you use to generate your reports. So you filter by, you select the group, which course, any particular users from that group, and you hit filter. Once you hit filter, it'll bring up that course and what completion rate, what's the highest completion rate for that course for that individual. So this is a powerful piece as you're assigning courses to individual teachers. Then you have this circle graph or two to show in progress versus less than 60%. You also, on the third reporting piece, you have each time the person has gone into the course, it shows how many minutes they've stayed in or how much time. On August 8th, for example, this user came in and this individual stayed in for 4 minutes. But if you look down further on the same date earlier, they only stayed in for 30 seconds. So that's a good piece for you to kind of monitor. Yeah, okay. This is the personal coaching page. With the personal coaching page, it's broken down by about, services, our strategist team, and frequently asked questions. Services are separated into 3 areas. Life specialties, business specialties, and educational specialties. On our personal strategist, success strategist team members page, we have a number of individuals that are diversified in their qualifications. Ms. Audrey Her strengths are life, confidence, and communication. Mr. Donovan, his strengths, education improvement and life. Mr. David, education improvement. Dr. Joseph, education improvement. Ms. Nina, C-level executives. And Dr. Smitha, business and life. Now, to book a session is really easy. You select book session. It'll take you to the next page. You decide which package you would like, whether it's intensive going all the way up to Premier Gold. That'll bring in the coaches. You select which coach you would like to work with. Then the next page shows the calendar that coach is available. So you can select whatever date is not marked out. You go to the bottom left and you'll see time zones. You select your time zone that you live in, and then that'll show what time they're available. Then you simply hit next step, and then you create your account and make the payment for whatever package you choose. That coach would automatically receive notification along with EdGru. The last thing I would like to show you is our multilingual blog. We created this as a resource and a free resource. We want to encourage you to subscribe to it because, again, we want to add value to what's going on globally. If you can tell, you have distance learning, learning centers, special education, and literacy. Those are all important topics. We focus on creating and adding distance learning again because of the pandemic and because educators were saying they needed resources on how to teach online. And parents were asking for the same. And these are categories for our blog. Again, these resources are free, and we want to encourage you to share with your colleagues and to encourage them to subscribe. At this time, I will turn it over.
Okay, we have.
Did you see the question?
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Yes, go ahead, Wendy, thank you. Yes, we have one question from Ms. Eunice. She said that she logged in and that the only thing that she can access is the FAQ. Is that correct?
She logged in.
Ms. Eunice, are you referring to the OPD?
Yeah, I think take that question back, Carissa. I've managed to get into more than that, so thank you.
Okay, yes.
Thank you.
Awesome, no problem, thank you. And Hewlett asked about the publishing section. What happens after you receive the manuscript? The steps from the manuscript to the actual publication.
That's a good question. These are steps.
Okay, so if you look at the screen now, you will see the steps actually from the first to the last step from the manuscript to the actual marketing and publishing and sales of the book. And if you log on to the EdGru site and go to other services, if you look under other services, you will see the bookstore, which will give you step-by-step the book publication process. Did anyone else have any more questions?
Yes, Clarissa, I've got a question here, really. I'm sorry to take you guys back.
No problem.
It's actually relating to the manager page on the OPD platform.
Okay.
What I was thinking, I'm gonna say, if the OPD actually is a kind of on pace, on time, time relevant to the recipients of that, why would it be necessary to have timing in terms of how long they spend, in terms of accessing the resources or going through the activities for which they have to do? Did you get that? Hello?
Okay, the reason that's important is when you look at the manager's dashboard, you can look at the data usage from different angles. You don't necessarily have to focus on that area. You can look at, you might be comfortable with just the circle graphs, but if you know you have, let's say, a teacher that you're working with, just like sometimes students will rush through, I might want to rush through the resource really fast. So I might be one of those persons that you might want to interact with me a little bit more, looking at that data piece, if I was one of those teachers in that category, if that makes sense. But I think for majority of the teachers and educators, you don't have to necessarily look at using that data element. It's just an additional piece there if you need it.
Okay, because so also I'm gonna say the reason for that is sometimes it's just based on the fact that I'm gonna say people have to be given the confidence and the freedom and the trust that indeed, yes, indeed. But if a teacher realizes that actually my time spent on this particular activity or task is being monitored and time, because some administrators can really hold some teachers to task that having looked at your last activities online, I just realized that you were just there for 35 minutes. The reality is, in fact, I'm going to say, yes, we know. People don't spend much time in terms of, I'm going to say, actually very much interested in the activities for which they've been engaged. And the other part of it is that if at the end of every activity, there is going to be a kind of assessment which they have to complete, so to see their competencies or their experiences grown in that. So it's something probably, I think, yeah, indeed. I don't think it would be necessary to actually look at that data and say, you were there for just 5 seconds. Comparatively, your colleague was there for 2 hours. And so, because taking into consideration, I'm going to say our learning styles, our learning experiences, and the exposure to whatever internet or activities or what it is we call the tools that you have available to you. That's just a concern, but probably, I mean, this is not very necessary.
Yeah, well, I totally agree with you.
So, thank you.
Very welcome.
Okay, Akuza asked about the what the publishing company does. Akuza, it can do, with the publishing company, it can do everything from you just giving an idea and an outline and someone goes writing the book for you, to taking something that you have already written and editing that piece for you, to illustrations, marketing. It depends on what you need. So if you look at the illustration that's on the screen now, or if you log into the bookstore section of the website, it will give you a clearer explanation of exactly what the EdGru publication what EdGru publishing does. Like I said, you can be as in depth as you need the publishing company to be, or just you might just need someone to illustrate it, or just need someone to edit it, or just need someone to market a book that you've already written. So it depends on what you need. Any more questions? Well, at this time, we will turn it back over to William.
Okay, so can we stop sharing the screen now, or do you want to put one more slide up? One more? Do you have one more slide with your website?
Okay, William, we're going to turn it back over to you now.
Can you hear me? Roy, can you hear me?
I
Hello?
can hear you. I don't know if they can hear you, but I can hear you.
Yes, yes.
Here you are.
Roy, can you hear me?
I don't think he can hear you.
Okay, here we go.
Okay, we're going to turn it back over to you now.
Yeah.
Okay, and here's the slide, William, with all of the contact information on it.
Excellent, excellent, excellent. Very good. So I think this is most important. So the website, Roy, one more time, can you read out the website for everybody on the call?
Yes, www.edguru.co.
.co, not .com, .co.
Right, exactly.
Very good, very good. Excellent. So I think well done. Congratulations to you all. And
Thank you.
I know it must feel good now that it's done. It's out there. The whole world can see all the great work. Yes. Finally, congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Just one point, please, to Dr.
Yes,
Roy.
yes,
Sorry.
We're definitely going to go around and ask questions. For sure.
Yes, Dr. Roy, you remember one of our meetings we had, there was a question from David Tito regarding the spelling of EdGru, because take into consideration there are so many EdGurus out there, and one can easily navigate into not the necessary. Of course, I'm going to say we know we have the icon, we have the plate, we have, I'm going to say, the EdGru Edge with its own specific kind of emblem or logo. But just noticing from the website address you've given, there isn't anything like a capital G after the E, after the D, to go with what was suggested at the time. Would there be any complications, or would there be any clarifications, or any way that probably it won't really matter? We just go with that.
Well, I can assure you.
Roy, sorry, you're muted, Roy. Roy, you're muted. Can you take yourself off mute, please? Roy, take yourself off.
All right. The reason we chose it was because GRU was one of the oldest schools, and because we're strong in the field of education, and that's our background, we wanted to combine that together. So I understand your concern about the spelling. I want to encourage everybody just to use the URL. We have some strong marketing campaigns that are going on that are starting the next week. And one of the components is with the SEO, the ranking of the website. I can guarantee you that in a matter of a short period of time, looking at the plan that we have in place, once you Google EdGuru, you'll see us at the top. But for now, you will have to use the URL to easily locate us.
Thank you. Thank you very much indeed.
And I think it's one of the main things to remember is that it's .co, not .com. And Dr. Gentry asked Roy, she wanted to know, it says some school districts require verification for PD. Discuss documentation that can be provided.
Okay. One of the components that we're embedding within the platform is teachers can produce, or users of the platform will be able to produce the amount of time they've interacted with the resources. That can easily serve as a timestamp for their documentation. We are looking at embedding a certificate piece just for these courses, but to give you a little bit more insight, we are looking at offering lengthier courses where educators within the US and possibly outside the US will be able to take those courses to their individual state departments, submit them to support their professional license certification.
Excellent, Dr. Roy. Are there any other questions? Any other questions? Any other comments? So I see a few of your colleagues are in the room. So we have Nina, and then there's Dr. What's her name? Donovan is there also. Hello, Donovan. Do you want to say a few words about the website rollout?
Hello, William. How are you?
Very good, sir.
Good. Thank you very much. Dr. Roy, how are you doing? Carissa, how are you? Good. I just want to say this is a fantastic product. I can't wait to start using it and sharing it, and I'm proud of you guys, so just keep up the good work.
Outstanding.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Donovan. Nina,
thank you.
Hi, Nina. How are you?
Hi, everyone. Hello.
How are you, Nina?
I'm fine, thanks. I just wanted to say, really honored to be part of this journey with EdGru, and looking forward to everyone that comes in there to get both business and C-level coaching and everything else as well that is associated with EdGru.
Outstanding, outstanding. And I'd just like to say to you right now that I think you have a birthday today. So happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Nina. Okay, excellent.
And also, we have one other person that's a part of this group, David.
David, hello, David.
Hello, William, and hi everyone else that's on the screens. Lovely to meet you all tonight. To Dr. Roy and Dr. Carissa. It's been a long time coming, and I'm so proud of you both. Just on your journey, I've been following your journey and been very fortunate to be to play a small part in your journey. And I'm looking forward to what the future holds. Just with what started off with a wonderful idea, and now it's just an honor to be part of the launch today. So nice to meet you all, actually.
Same here, David. Nice to meet you as well. Thank you.
William, if you can allow me to call two additional persons, Dr. Joseph.
Hello, Dr. Roy, Dr. Clarissa. Hi, I'm sitting in the comfort of my London small home. And
hey, Dr. Joseph.
Yes, enjoying every aspect of it, really. One thing that comes to mind is the fact that I'm going to see our little meetings we had in Alfoa Mall, Al-Hili Mall. So I'm going to see talking about the journey, the distance. I'm going to say the challenges and what could be the possible pitfalls that could be, or the challenges that will come ahead. And sitting down here today, listening to you guys presenting such a wonderful platform, which I am really enthused and very, very happy to be part of. Already I've started my work, my groundwork, because there are people who have lined up to publish some books. And actually, I did invite them to log on to the Zoom today and just probably follow the official launching of the platform itself. And probably thereafter, I'll be contacting them again to see what it is, if anything, that they gained from the presentation and the official launch itself. And that feedback will be filtered down to you guys. But I'm really, really very, very happy, and I'm very impressed. And I hope the venture will just go on from strength to strength. I'm happy for you guys, and as a collaboration and cooperative work together, and I hope all of us will actually live to see how EdGru will become a global, more successful platform in the future to come. Thank you all. Thank you guys, everybody.
And last, Dr. Smitha.
Hello, hi everyone.
Hello.
Hello, how are you, Dr. Smitha? Hi, fantastic. Congratulations for this, the launch. And I just want to be blown away with the clarity and the beauty and the simplicity of the the design, the website. It's clean, simple, but yet very comprehensive. And the navigation is pretty easy. I think it's going to make it very easy for everyone to work with it. And there's a lot of effort put into it. It shows that, and really congratulate Dr. Roy and Ms. Carissa and the strong team who's been behind it. And thank you for having us with you, and really honored to be a part of this platform and let this reach the global in a really, I think you're the experts, and I'm sure it's really going to make it big. And congratulations once again. Thank you.
Thank you, Connie. Look, and I don't want to start calling names, but I am. I do want to give a special thanks to our former professor, Dr. Gentry. Thank you so much for coming. Would you like to say anything, Dr. Gentry? Where are you?
Well, I surely wouldn't miss this opportunity. I am just so thrilled. It's just, I heard you talk about the research-based components, which are very, very critical. The fact that teachers can log on from wherever they are and translate it into their own language, that's really critical. We don't know where we're going to end up with this pandemic that we're going through right now. So this is critical that as lifelong learners, educators can keep learning. I'm really impressed, and I'm glad that I took the time to tune in, and you all make me want to get back in here, even though I'm retired, but I'm really impressed with what I've seen today.
Thank you.
Thank you for inviting me.
Thank you for coming.
Well, Dr. Berry, go ahead and call out a few more folks. I mean,
well, since we're doing it, okay.
Yeah,
Dr.
you
Watkins.
might as well.
Dr. Watkins.
Hello, everyone. I'll just echo what Dr. Gentry has already stated, and looking forward to more of the work that you all will be doing, and just certainly hoping to witness your success overwhelmingly.
Thank you so much. And Dr. Green.
Oh, well, Dr. Pope, thank you so much. I want to just, by way of Dr. Gentry, thank her for sharing this with me. And I'm just excited about what you're doing and the opportunity for my people, by my people.
Thank you. And last, Ms. Pansy. Ms. Pansy, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. I'm thankful to be here. I'm joining you from the Atlanta area, and I am just looking so forward to being a part of launching this over here in the United States with our teachers who are very, very much in need of these services for such a time as this. Thank you for inviting me, and I do look forward to pursuing this with you here in the US. Thank you.
Excellent, excellent. Zoom is such a powerful platform, isn't it? You've got people from Tanzania here, from Kenya, from Ghana, from the UAE, from Alain, from Abu Dhabi, from Dubai. It's amazing. All for your launch today. So again, congratulations, EdGru, and I can't wait to surf your website. I'm going to go there right now.
And please don't forget, and to my friend and classmate Angela, just thank you so much. And to my cousin Drea, I see you there. Thank you so much for coming. And if you would, don't forget to go to the chat box, and you will see the link for a short survey. If you would complete that. And also on the survey, you will see the links to every component of EdGru. good.
All right, Dr. Roy, any final alibis? Anything you'd like to say before we depart?
Well, I think we are finished. We just want to encourage everybody to visit the website. We look forward to connecting with all of you. Remember, EdGru, we speak your language, whether you're looking at book publishing, life, business, education, executive coaching. We have qualified, visit the site, interact with those good people. They have good qualifications. They are strong in their areas. And lastly, we have the best online professional development platform. I can guarantee you this, there is nothing out there better than the resources we have on that platform.
Outstanding.
That
Okay.
concludes it for me.
Okay, excellent. Okay, goodbye, everyone. Thank you.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Bye-bye.